Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a product review on the Real Techniques brushes by Sam Chapman, who earns a lot of credit because she kickstarted my whole passion for makeup. I didn't know how to put on foundation before I started watching her YouTube tutorials, so yeah, it's just awesome that she has her own makeup line, and her sister, who's also a makeup artist, Nick Chapman, she now collaborates with some of Sam's brushes, so it's really cool. They sell in ULTA, Walmart, I think Target, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, and CVS Pharmacy I've also seen them in. So they are really spread out now. They range from anywhere between $13 to $18 depending on where you get them. I know that you can get them online, but I would say that they're like $16 to $17 average at ULTA, but it always depends on if there's a deal going on or not. So yeah. So we have the core collection, and that's what the $16, $17 range is. And some of the brushes are really not that expensive. They're about $6 to $8 each, I want to say. Yeah, and it depends on the size, depends on the brush, but it's a pretty good price range for some of the other brushes that are out there that are just super expensive. So the biggest thing with these brushes, the reason why they're so awesome and why so many women love them, is because of the synthetic top they have right here. You guys see this? So this part, the white part, is synthetic. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep the product at the surface of the brush. So it's not going to seep into the brush like a lot of brushes like this one will do. Not downing this brush, but this is not going to push it on right away. So that's why these are so unique and so great. For someone that has a heavy hand even, the syntheticness of the brush is not too, yes, it will like push right onto the face, but it blends out so beautifully. It's just so great. So yeah, that's why they're so unique, I think, and why they're so loved. So I'm going to start with the core collection. And in the core collection, you're going to get a lip brush. You're going to get a foundation brush, question mark. You're going to get a contouring brush, and you're also going to get a buffing brush, which is my personal favorite. But let's just start with the foundation brush. I would not say that everyone would use this as a foundation brush, but you could use it for setting your concealer or just putting it on. You could also use it for a cream blush. You could use it for a highlighting product. You could probably use this for cream shadow. It's a little bit big, but I think it would work. And I would say that's about it. But I do like that it is a smaller size, so you can really, let's say you are putting on foundation, you have like little tough areas that you want to hit. It's going to pinpoint those areas. So that's the foundation brush. And then we have the lip brush, which I'm sorry is dirty at the moment. But this is really great because it's really flexible and it's really going to help move your product on your lip around very easily. Even with products like the lip tars from OCC, even matte lipsticks, these will really help that product move because of the synthetic top again. It's just super flexible. And then we have the contouring brush, which obviously is for contouring the cheekbones or the nose. And what I like about it is it's kind of tapered at the top, so you have that sort of pinpointed area, and then the flexibility on the sides, which is really going to help blend that product in. Super, super great. I also use this for foundation if my buffing brush is not clean. It works just as great. And then probably, like I said, yeah, this is my favorite. This is my favorite brush. I love it for foundation. It's really dense, but it's still very flexible, and it so quickly blends out that foundation. I know that like everyone was very convinced that like your typical foundation brush, let's see if I can find it here, something like the MAC 190 brush was the way to go. And I know a lot of women still use the foundation brush, but it takes sometimes forever with products to blend that foundation out. And no matter what foundation you're using, matte, luminous, heavy, like heavy foundation, it will blend it all out. It's so good, so good. I also use this sometimes if I'm breaking out to put my primer on, so I'm not using my hands, and yeah, it works for everything. Super great. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. You can also use this for cream blush, cream bronzer, any of those kind of products. It's really going to blend that in so nicely. Same thing with a contour brush if you want an even more defined look. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to move on to the some of the single individual brushes that they sell. So this is the blush brush, which I don't even know if this constitutes as a blush brush. It's so multi-purposeful. I use this for powdering, blush, bronzer, you name it, I've used it for it. What's so great about this brush is that it's tapered at the top. So even if you weren't like super keyed in on using it for powder, you can use it for contouring as well, because that pinpointed tapered part of it is going to pinpoint the area you want to contour or even bronze and still be flexible enough to blend it out at the end. So it's not as precise as the contour brush, but it is going to give you that shadedness with the flexibility of it. So I love that brush. Then we got the stippling brush, which was my first that I purchased out of the whole collection, and it's super, super great because I feel like a lot of stippling brushes, they are very flexible, like too flexible to the point where it's really hard to actually buff a product in. But the reason why this is so great is because it is so dense. So not only can you use this for cream blushes, cream bronzers, even a highlighter, you can use this for foundation, and it's really going to buff in a lot easier than the really flexible stippling brushes. So keep that in mind. The density is actually a really great thing for making your job moving the product around a lot easier. Okay, and then last but not least is the setting brush, and this is the last brush that I've purchased thus far in their collection, and this is so great because I am someone that's very adamant about setting the under eye area with a like loose powder so that you're not going to have to worry about creasing or anything. And this synthetic top, that loose kind of top, is really going to give it a fine setting. It's not going to be too dense, it's not going to look too caked on, it's going to look really natural, and it's going to set that concealer all day long. And not only does it set concealer, but you could totally use this on the T-zone, so the chin, the nose, the forehead, everything, and it's just so nice. It looks natural. So I really love that. I would highly recommend trying out this brand. It's pretty inexpensive for the quality of the blushes. It's so hard to distinguish those words. The brushes, and it's totally worth your money. It's going to be a staple item in your makeup collection and your everyday usage of makeup. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please like it and please subscribe. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Goodbye.